For 5 years, I was the backbone of a fast-growing tech company in Chicago. My name is Amira Johnson, and I wasn't the loud one in meetings. I didn't interrupt people or take credit for work that wasn't mine. I just did my job, and I did it well. When systems broke, I fixed them. When deadlines were impossible, I made them happen. When new hires were confused, I trained them. Everyone depended on me, but no one acknowledged me. At the time, I believed that hard work spoke for itself. I didn't realize how quiet excellence can be ignored. The company had been teasing a massive, career-defining project for weeks, a high-profile contract that would put anyone involved on leadership's radar. I remember sitting in the conference room that morning, confident. I had helped design half the systems they were about to use. Then my manager announced the project team. Name after name was called. Not mine. I waited, thinking it was an oversight. But when the list ended, I looked around and saw my coworkers avoiding my eyes, the same people who used my ideas, my notes, my solutions. That's when it sank in. I wasn't forgotten. I was left out. Later that day, I walked into the break room and froze. Two teammates were talking. "She's technically strong," one said, "but she doesn't really stand out." Stand out. That one sentence erased years of loyalty. When I asked my manager directly why I wasn't included, he didn't even hesitate. "You're valuable right where you are," he said. "This project needs more visible personalities." In that moment, I understood something painful. They needed my work, but not my growth. That night, I cried. Then I stopped crying. And I made a decision that terrified me. I resigned. No drama. No arguments. Just a clean 2-week notice. My manager laughed like it was a joke. "You'll be back," he said. "People like you always are." But what he didn't know was this. I had been paying attention for years. I knew the market gaps. I knew the mistakes leadership kept making. I knew exactly what clients actually needed. If they wouldn't let me build something meaningful there, I'd build it myself. I used my savings and turned my tiny Chicago apartment into an office. I named my startup Nova Edge Solutions. At first, it was just me, coding at midnight, pitching during the day, doubting myself constantly. I faced rejection emails daily. There were nights I stared at the ceiling wondering if I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. But I didn't quit. Because I remembered how it felt to be dismissed. And I promised myself I'd never feel that small again. Slowly, clients came. They liked how clearly I communicated. They trusted how honestly I worked. They noticed that I delivered what I promised. Then something ironic happened. The same project my former team had shut me out of? They failed it. Missed deadlines. Budget overruns. Internal conflict. Meanwhile, my startup was thriving. Industry blogs started mentioning my name. For the first time in my career, people weren't speaking about my work. They were speaking to me. A year later, I stood on stage at a major tech conference in San Francisco, as a founder. As I spoke, I noticed familiar faces in the audience. My former teammates. Afterward, one of them approached me, awkward and quiet. "We didn't know you had it in you," he said. I smiled and replied, "You never tried to find out." That moment was worth every sleepless night. Weeks later, I received an email from my old company. They wanted to partner with my startup. Possibly even acquire it. I declined. Instead, I raised funding on my own terms and expanded Nova Edge across multiple U.S. cities. I hired people like me, quiet, capable, overlooked, and made sure every contribution was secret. I didn't expose anyone. I didn't fight publicly. I did something far more powerful. I outgrew them. They stayed exactly where they were. And I became living proof that being underestimated can be the greatest advantage of all.